Boom! Welcome back. Hey, it's Peter. Thank you for watching. Help! I caught my daughter sexting. Holy shit. Yeah, no, it's no fun. In fact, if you found this video doing a search, you must be panicking right now. Breathe. You need to breathe because when you're angry and you're worried, guess what happens? You start making mistakes and you might make a decision that you shouldn't have made during this time. So take it easy. Don't overreact, okay? It is a big thing. So I'm a divorced dad of 7, and the mix between those 7 are 6 girls and 1 boy. So, it's a lot of fun. But if you have 1 child, 3 kids, 2 daughters, 3 sons, it doesn't matter. It's still an issue, especially if they're young. So let's say 14, 15. So here's the thing. You catch them sexting, you don't spank them, you don't beat them, you don't call them names. Like, oh my God, you're acting like a little slut right now, or why are you being so stupid? Negative reinforcement is not the best way to go in many cases at all, especially if you're dealing with your young child. And what will happen is, if you overreact later on, they won't speak to you about anything. So it's very simple. First, what were they using to sext? I'm assuming it was the cell phone. What do? Well, you take the phone, and let's just say that, actually, let's just talk about what you do, and then let's say the phone is needed because you really need to communicate with them. Then we'll talk about that and what's best to do. So, first of all, you're the parent. A lot of parents think that, a lot of kids seem to think that if they have a phone that you've paid for, that you have no rights to it or to see it. Actually, you do have a right. If there's an issue and you feel you have a bad feeling in your stomach, you take the phone nicely and ask them for the password. If they refuse and say you're invading their privacy, okay, it's fine. I still need the password. I still have the right to check to make sure everything's the way it's supposed to. Now, if they overreact and say, oh, I can't believe you, you don't trust me, why are you being like this, you're being controlling, there's an issue. So what you want to do is you say, okay, either you unlock the phone or give me the password, or you lose the phone indefinitely. End the story. They give you the password. You go on there, you start looking, you find something you don't want to see. And it happens, people. So, we did it when we were younger in different ways. I mean, we didn't have smartphones back then. Some of us didn't. But we sent letters via paper or whatever. We made mistakes. We were young ones. And guess what? As adults, we still make mistakes. And your kids are going to make mistakes. Oh my God. That's okay. So you look through the phone, figure out where they were sending the messages. You need to impose the taxation. I use the word taxation. Other people use it as a punishment. But we're not whipping them, people. We're just guiding them and letting them know that if they make mistakes, there are consequences. And some mistakes are more costly than others. Fine. So, what would I do? Phones get taken away for a while. All social networks are canceled, depending on the severity of the text. And let's say one of my children needs a phone. Well, we're going to downgrade to a flip phone and make sure that no text can be sent. It's just for phone calls. That is all. At that point, they're going to hurt. I mean, they're used to getting on their phones. My God, Jenny sent me a message. Look at that outfit, right? They're used to just the in and out. And I'm just being funny with the voice. Not all kids talk like that, but there are some. I've seen them. It's hilarious. So anyway, so you remove some of the social networks, all of them actually, in my opinion, indefinitely, and start them out with a flip phone, if you like, with just phone calls, where you can get a hold of them, they can get a hold of you, and let them know that they have to earn this trust back. That once you see some maturity, that with time, they'll get their smartphone back. At that point, you want to start talking to them about why it's dangerous. How when things get out there, whether it's pictures or certain comments, that people can forward them. There's some people out there that are very malicious, and what goes out on the web doesn't disappear so easy. I'm sure you know that as an adult already. But they don't. They don't understand that. So you need to show them. You need to explain to them with patience. Now, if it's a repeat thing, then there's no talking. There's something else that's a problem, and you're going to need to talk to them about, or try to get to the root of the problem, if you will, right? Okay, but that's a whole nother episode. Let's focus on help my kid with sexting, or I taught my kid sexting. So, discuss why it's an issue to sext, why they shouldn't. Explain to them it's not healthy either. And then go from there. But don't overreact. Don't go beating your kid. The old ways are dead, people. And I just want to touch a little bit on that, because a few of my episodes are going to touch spanking and touch on spanking and touch about timeout and different ways of parenting. Don't spank your kid over this. What they need from you right now is guidance. The old way is dead. Why does an adult spank? You know why? Because they themselves do not know how to communicate. Because they are frustrated. And so what do? They spank their kids. They spank them. Little kid breaks a phone, uses a whole bottle of perfume, which I've seen personally. A grandfather beat a 5-6-year-old with a belt, left him welts everywhere just because he dropped a whole bottle of perfume. Was that really necessary? No. It's not necessary to spank your kid over sexting as well. Again, I repeat, and I urge you to listen. I need your guidance. I need more attention. Be present. Yes, you have work. Yes, you're overwhelmed. I get it. I've been there. I get there sometimes now. But we accepted this job. We knew what responsibilities came with parenting. They did not ask to be born. And so we must be responsible parents and take care of our children. And that means a lot of talking, a lot. And then a lot after that. And something else, they're going to come back for advice when they're adults too. And you're just going to have to hang in there. But it gets easier, because they start learning their own tricks, and they start picking up on things. Guess what? By the time they have their own children, they're passing it down. But if you discipline with spanking or beating, whatever it is you do, what are they going to do with their little kids? And you're going to stand there and you're going to say, shit, I am the cause of that. She is spanking her child, my grandchild, because that's what I taught her. And what are you going to do? Oh, sweetie, don't do that. Are you crazy, Mom? You used to pull my hair and call me a dirty slut and a whore. Don't tell me what to do. Don't you dare. I know what I'm doing. And I learn from the best. Yeah, I know. Sounds crazy, but that's what it is. So anyway, talk with your child. Cut down on the social networks. They're going to go through withdrawals. It's going to happen. 2 months pass by, you're going to see the anxiety go down. You're going to see some nice, even, centered energy and a happier child. But don't just leave a hole there. Take the phone and the social networks away. Now you're going to have to replace with a hobby, an activity, a sport. After school sports are great for this. Track team, basketball, soccer, a club, martial arts. The list goes on. Dancing. So a lot of these programs are expensive. So a lot of you can't afford it. Which the big family I had, I never could. But I would get out there and play tag with them and take them to the park to work out. Things like that. Just be present and participate with them and let them participate with me. So those are things that'll help. And by the way, if there's an issue, first of all, if the person they were sexting with is overage and they've sent the picture, immediately call the police, because that is illegal. And have that person's ass thrown in jail. Doesn't matter what the reason is. Teenage boy, contact the schools, let them know what's going on so they can contact the parents. Make sure you take this to the end. That is your responsibility as a parent. But do it quietly. Don't do it where you humiliate your child. There's no need for that. That's just going to compound the problem. and it's going to turn into a nice little package of C4 that later is going to go, and we don't want that. So, I know you're probably looking at me like, what the hell, why should I take advice from you? Listen, I'm not saying you should. I'm just saying this. I'm a divorced father with 7 children, okay? And I've been around the block a few times. Now, I can't tell you everything right you're supposed to do, but I can certainly tell you what not to do. And that you can believe on. You can take that to the bank and cash that sucker. So, anyway, thanks for listening to me ramble on. I really hope that people that are going through this take something from it, even if it's one thing. I hope that there's parents out there that do spank their children, that see this and say, wow, there is another way. Wow, I can do something great. And let me explain I don't mean to get off topic. I'm just very passionate about this. Think about this. Imagine somebody coming to you and say, hey, 200 years from now, for the next 200 years, you can make this a great world. You can put in and make this a wonderful place and give such great happiness to your family and those around them. And you're going to feel like a superhero. Like, wow, me? I can do that? Yeah, you can. And you're going to be like, well, how? Don't spank your kids. Do everything you can to find better ways of parenting, because it affects generations, all right? I don't know what the hell happened to my elders, but whatever happened to them passed down to family before me. Then when I was a parent, I spanked, not as severe, but I still spanked, and it was wrong. And I'm proud to say that I've broken that cycle. I am proud to say that I've broken that cycle, and I think that I've secured our family's future. I think that we are on the way to, I want to say greatness, but a good center, I guess. You know, I'm not saying we're better than anyone, not at all. I'm just saying that, you know, you can pass on that happiness, that wisdom, in a sense, you know? And that's something you have to think about. You're responsible for the future. You can be the hero. You can be the savior, in a sense, not like Jesus Christ. That's not what I'm saying. Just like a savior to your family. Someone can look back and say, wow, I was a nurturing person. Because spanking is not nurturing. Love and fear are similar, not the same. Love is long-lasting, fear only for a little bit. And if you think about it, if you really think about it, is that what you really want to do? Scare the shit out of your kids? No. So just be patient again. Talk with them. Listen. Find out what happened. Take action. Go to the schools. Find out if this kid's a student. If he's not, find out where he works. If he's of age, let's say he's 18, and he was sexting your daughter from his job, let's say, go down to the job and say, hey, your 18-year-old employee was sexting my 16-year-old daughter. This is a problem. And he did it while he was on the clock, because I saw a picture of him in his uniform over here by the coffee brewer, maybe, something like that. I mean, I'm just giving you examples. Of course, your situation is going to be unique. However, it can be handled, it can be solved. With patience, being as centered as possible, because again, you're human. You are going to get angry, and that's normal. In fact, it scares me when people don't get angry about those kind of things. Like, either they're overly pissed and they're not showing any emotion and ready to just kill someone, or they just don't give a shit. And both are not good or healthy at all. So, yeah. Come back and check me out. I'll have some pretty good videos on here, and I certainly like to hear your comments. And, you know, they don't all have to be good. A lot of you are not going to agree with me, and truly, I don't care. I'm just trying to do my part as a human being, as a fellow parent, as a fellow person, to pass along some goodness and you know, maybe learn from my mistakes and prevent some future mistakes. I mean, why else are we here? We're not here to help each other grow, get to the next level. Anyway, you guys have a good night. Thanks for watching.